You are tuned into the A-Side on THAAfterparty.com.
Jello Beats, holla at me.
Changing. Hey.
Live.
We are now live.
All right, welcome to another episode of Sports Life Talk, where life without sports is just talk. Coming to you live on the After Party Radio. We got B. Jones in the house.
Yo.
That was kind of weak, man. We got Pam in the house.
Hey.
We got Serge.
What's up?
And we're missing KD. Could you give us your best KD impersonation?
Hey, y'all.
Hey,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
there we go.
Shout out to the almost 600 moms out there that named their kids Khaleesi in the last 2 years. That's what's
And
up.
somebody, they really did that?
Yes.
600?
Wow.
Yep.
That's
And 15 years from now, if y'all dig up this Chronicles, young men do not date a girl named Khaleesi.
Khaleesi.
You understand me?
Yeah, because
Didn't
she's...
it?
I mean, we
Exactly.
knew that they were going to give us something that we weren't expecting. It was starting to get almost to a point that it was predictable.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that you didn't want Game of Thrones to be as predictable. So,
I liked it. I'm a wrestling fan. It was like the ultimate heel turn because they
Yeah.
didn't see it coming. Because what's the one that got her head chopped off? What was her name?
Miss Sunday.
Masande.
Yeah, something like that.
You know what she said? She said, burn it down or
Dracarys.
fire or whatever.
Yeah.
So people should have saw that coming. Serge, I'm sorry to leave you
No,
out.
I sure hope nobody's tuning in that hasn't been caught up.
Hey,
with that.
I got a seven. I got a
Right
7 day
now.
reprieve on all
Exactly,
spoilers.
exactly.
If
Sorry.
it's 7 days past, you ain't planning on watching.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
I'm sorry.
All right, so,
Tune off.
so today's episode is titled The Gunslinger, and that's after who?
Brett the Hitman Favre.
I'm about to say, you better not say hard. Hey, he's a three-time NFL Associated Press MVP. Started 253 consecutive games. What?
Number 4. I was just holding.
Oh,
up the
number 4.
for.
I'm sorry, sir. Thrown for 442 touchdown passes, the NFL record that was broken. He's an 11-time Pro Bowler. Played in 19 years of professional football. His career records are 186, 112, and 0. One Super Bowl. Went to 2, lost one, of course. So, hey, shout out to Brett Favre. And he's a Hall of Famer.
First ballot.
All right, so let's move right along. Pam, how was your Mother's Day?
It was amazing. It was great. My son, we had gone shopping the day before. He bought me this really nice ring from James
All right.
Avery with his own money.
Nice job,
His
Playboy.
own money.
Nice job.
So, yeah.
Paying him to go to school.
No, he work at
Say,
Tom
man,
Thumb.
He is. He taking money under the table already.
No, he work Tom Thumb. That's that Tom Thumb money.
Hey,
So,
that's good.
yeah, it
That's
was
good.
It was
Shout out
good.
to him too for
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah. I hope all your wives had good Mother's Days. You spoiled them and all that other good stuff.
First one too, so it was definitely special.
Oh,
Hey.
cool. That's good.
We-
That's good.
If you got me, it's 365 days of Mother's Day. So
All right,
she is
there,
blessed.
there. Romeo.
Now, shout out
I'll
to
call
my
your wife later to find out if
Stop
that's the
playing,
truth.
Pam. Stop playing. Hey, let me ask y'all this. If you were on death row, what would be your last meal? I
Man,
mean,
that's tough.
okay, I'll go first.
I want something my mom makes. That's like the hands down. Like, wow.
Not me. I want something like just really messy. So when I want the chair. So when they just shoot me up, I just want everything just fall
You
out.
smell like
I just,
garlic.
I just want a whole bunch of Mexican food.
That's
if
just
you're killing me,
nasty.
you don't remember me forever. It's like, that's the stinkiest dude ever.
Yeah, you're trying to get all that text message.
Yeah,
Right.
so I'm getting all that. What about you, B. Jones?
Man, I don't know. I'm one of those rare people that like breakfast at night. So I don't know. Maybe I'll probably get a
bacon and
steak
eggs?
and like
Steak and eggs?
some steak and eggs.
Give me
And
nachos,
like Biggie
beans,
said, cheese, eggs, and
eggs.
Welch's grape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I love that, but I might have to take it.
browns.
I might have to take it to my
Country
roots and tell them to
potatoes.
give me like some stuffed shrimp or something. I don't know.
What roots are you coming from? Talking about
Louisiana,
stuff-
man.
Oh, yeah,
It's
I'm
my
talking
death
about-
row, man. I gotta do whatever.
Hey, man, I take it to Louisiana with some jambalaya or something, man.
And the only reason I asked y'all that because there's a death row inmate who's about to get lethal injection. His name is Donnie Edward Johnson. Don't that sound like a serial killer?
It sure does. It really
right,
does.
and
It's
instead
the
of
three
his-
names they get them every
Yeah.
time.
Right.
So instead of his last meal, he said, "No, I just want people to donate money to homeless." I guess going out, he's trying to do a good deed. You still ain't going upstairs, but still.
What did he do? Did he go around killing homeless or something?
I don't know what he did, but I want to talk more about his good deed.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the way to go.
We're not really giving them shout out. We're just letting it known that even evil people, when they're going out, they try to do the right thing.
Yeah.
They
But you
try
asked
to.
me what I wanted to eat though.
Because I was waiting on you. Still
I
thinking.
want everything.
What's everything though? We want
Oh
specific.
A lot
man,
of different things.
I want some shrimp. I want a steak. I want some tacos. I want some noodles.
So basically, you just be nibbling because there's no way you're gonna be eating all that.
I'm be nervous. Stomach gonna be hurting.
I ain't being but just going out.
Yeah, I just want. I don't know.
Just
I might not even be hungry.
I wonder will they like ship it from your favorite restaurant or whatever, or does it have to be like in the prison?
I think they probably give you because if it's McDonald's or Wendy's, if you want something like that, I think specifically
Somebody
they
will
would.
get it.
It'd be too cold for me, man.
Yeah. So I want to ask y'all about the Medal of Freedom that Tiger Woods had. He just got. Do y'all think that he was deserving of the Medal of Freedom? First of all, do we need to go in depth on exactly what that is?
Yeah, do we know what all entails in the Medal of Freedom?
It's basically like if people have done like good deeds as far as like peace and making like medical breakthroughs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But there have been a lot of
making a difference in your community. Just overall, just like working on making the environment better around you, whether that's people, whether that's land, whether that's property, whether that's just there's so many different elements that go into it. Obviously. Social impact, obviously, as well is another thing. Are you a role model? Those are all kind of criteria that you can kind of fall into, put into that category. Me personally, I mean, obviously, being on a sports talk or live talk, radio show, I think we all have to just make sure that people realize that when we speak, that it's at the end of the day, it is our personal opinion.
Yeah.
And my personal opinion is. I'm not, it's kind of hard to ever decipher and say what does a man deserve or doesn't. But based off of his, life trajectory and where it's taken him, the highs when he was in his early 20s to the lows in his late 20s to now in his, 30s, slowly coming back from all the.
He's in his 40s now.
With all the surgeries and different things and obstacles. I don't think he's deserving of it yet. I don't want to say he's not deserving of it at all. I just think that he hasn't done enough, like the other people who've already got the same medal. I feel like they've done a lot more. I think he definitely still has time. He's on the right path, and I think he can do a lot. Obviously, he's probably done the most probably for the sport of golf, but I just don't see anything else outside of golf as it is that he's really done. And so me personally, I thought it was kind of a slap in the face to the other people who've already won it because, they would look at it. And there's a lot of non-famous people that have won that medal because of all the hard work and dedication that they put into to do what they do in their life and their craft.
Because I know I talked to somebody about it, and they were like, well, what about Ellen? I was like, Ellen has done a lot for a lot of people, even in
just
Dallas.
Regular people,
Yeah.
And then the LGBT community. That's
Yeah.
like a whole separate,
And then it's,
the people that she brings on the show, the stuff that she donates, working with other corporate companies to sponsor and give, kids meals and.
Like computers in Dallas. She did it for one school here in Dallas where she got them like laptops or whatever, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I tell you what, man, I just pulled it up on Wikipedia, and first off, looks like it's almost 500 to 600 people have been awarded this Presidential Medal of Freedom, and they do have a specific category that's intended for sports.
Yeah,
and
they got it for sports.
Donald Trump, just in his tenure, has put in Babe Ruth, Roger Staubach, Alan Page, and Tiger Woods. But if you look back at Barack did Pat Summitt, Dean Smith, Ernie Banks, Yogi Berra, Willie Mays, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, and George W. Bush did some names like Roberto Clemente, Jack Nicklaus, Muhammad Ali, Billie Jean King, Bill Russell. So I mean, those are
all names that
they've done.
When we hear the name, legit, deserved.
Yeah.
When you hear Tiger Woods, I feel like in the social media era that we live in, we should have been hearing about all the other things that he supposedly has done to earn that.
Yeah, I don't know any of these. I haven't dug deep into if any of these people had major headlines when they were like Yogi Berra. I mean, I didn't pay attention to it enough to know, or Bill Russell. But I can say this. Superficially looking at the situation with Tiger Woods, he's done more, I guess you could say, with his cheating or his infidelity scenario. He didn't really turn it into a positive spin. I've never really heard him come out and say, "Hey, sex addicts," or
Kind of like Ray Rice
and his wife.
Right.
So I guess I don't hear him, going into schools. I don't hear him donating money, and he may be doing it. I think we had this conversation with
He has his own foundation, of course. He has his own Tiger Foundation but like Sir said, with the age of social media, we should hear way more.
More, especially when you worth billions of dollars, man. But I don't know if he deserves this. But if you look at the level of just on the athletic wise, he's on the same spectrum.
Yeah, we're
with
not
these
down his
athletes.
athletic
So
ability. We're just talking about
if the criteria for this is, hey, you were an amazing athlete and you did something heroic in the field of play, then I think he deserves to be on the list. But if we are inclusive of other things that are ancillary, like, hey, you got to be a great athlete and a great person, I honestly don't know if I would hang out. If you gave me you said, hey, man, you get a one pass, you can invite any athlete you want to hang out with for, follow him for a week. Tiger would not be the guy I follow.
Oh, no.
I would love to watch him on TV, but I don't want to follow Tiger.
Well, I guess it's just a win for male sluts everywhere, huh? Him and Evans, because Evans just got inducted this year, too, of Donald Trump.
Did you
in
say
the
male
music part.
sluts?
Oh, really? I ain't
Evans
looked
is
at the
on that
music.
too.
I was just looking at the sports side.
Are you a Tiger Woods fan? No. Is it because of the infidelity stuff, or is it just
Number one, I'm not into golf.
Oh, okay.
Number two, I don't know. No, he just got shifty eyes. I never really.
Shifty
Tiger.
eyes.
You don't
Man, he got a little Asian in
Something
him.
about I never did trust him even before the
He got a little Asian in him. That's what his eyes. Is that what it is?
Yeah, my bad.
That's just how he looks.
They just a little shifty looking.
They call him man suspect.
But no, if you look at some of his pictures, though, you can tell that he's got some smug or something there.
Yeah, something ain't right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so a couple of weeks ago, we talked about Caster Semenya. I hope I got her name right. Y'all know I mess up on names all the time.
You do.
And really? You're throwing slugs? When you come back, you're throwing slugs?
No. I'm sorry.
All right, so we talked about her and her testosterone levels and how IAAF?
Yeah.
I hope that's right. Came out and said, hey, that she won't be able to run unless she takes medication. Now they're saying that she can't run unless she's running against males. Do y'all think that's fair?
I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see her get out there and go against some dudes, man.
Smoke 'em.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it, but as far as the fair versus unfair, I'd rather go with the taking the medication.
I would have rather went with the medication
still
too.
Compete against my own.
Yep.
Rather than
They said even if she took the medication, she couldn't run against the
No,
women.
if she takes the medication, she can run against women. If she chooses not to, she has to compete against males.
I think that's a fair deal. I think that's a fair trade-off.
But what's the side effects of that?
The reality of this is that it's going to be an uncomfortable debate for either side because this is her genetic makeup is the
Right.
reason why she's not taking anything to create the testosterone in her. So now we're saying that, hey, you're a freak of nature, a unicorn per se, and because you have been blessed with something that God gave you different than everybody else, that gave you a competitive advantage, we're gonna punish you for it. So that's the element of this that is pretty much where do you draw the line at? You know what I mean? I personally think that they should just let her run. I do think that, hey, like, take the medicine or at least dumb it down a little bit, but
or let her do both. Run against the men first and then take the medicine and run against the female. I would like to see that.
I want to see it.
Yeah, but she'll be too tired because she'll try to give her all against those men.
I
and
wonder
then
how
go out
much
there
this.
and
I wonder how much that medication impacts her, though. I mean, it must be something that her people have told her, like, this is gonna really make you lethargic, and we all know, like, you can't even watch a drug commercial without having 17 side effects.
the side effects.
Yeah,
Don't grow a third eye. That's not cute. I mean, yeah.
I'm not even talking about the third eye. I'm talking about the nausea, the diarrhea, the constipation, the burning skin,
Heart attack?
the itching and stuff like that could be preventing her from training well and sleeping well.
Absolutely.
Just
So-
it's too many other syndromes or too many other symptoms that can be created from taking medication. And athlete's body is a temple. So
Yeah.
I mean,
you do have to be careful what you put into it.
That's
correct.
absolutely
But,
right.
hey,
So
if you want to continue your career, it's something you're gonna have to do, or just go coach track somewhere. That's all I can think of.
I'd have to be in her shoes.
All right, so we got Pam, Miss Lovers Are Friends.
Yes.
Mrs. Hitch, and the Love Doctor.
the
Love Doctor.
Tell us what
Yes.
you got for us.
So we just had Mother's Day,
Mm-hmm.
and we have Father's Day coming up. So my question is, if you have a child with someone on either, male or female, do you get a gift for Mother's Day or Father's Day for their mom or dad from the kid though, not
Yeah.
you buying a gift, but do you give little Susie a card and say, here, put your little handprint on this, sign Susie, and go take this to your mama, or go take it to your dad? Because I know when I was divorced, I still did that. I when my son was younger, 4 or 5 years old, I'd go buy a little card. I mean, I wasn't buying gifts, whatever, but just took out a little card and you sign, do whatever, and then give it to his. But I didn't get that in return,
Now, see-
But I think that was because of the person that he was with. Didn't really want that, but I mean, it's a. I mean,
It's a thought.
yeah.
Right. It's a thought.
No, it depends on the age. Now,
Yeah.
once they get of age,
Yeah,
yes,
my
they can get
son's
their own
16,
stuff.
so I'm
he-
not expecting
And he has
him
a
to-
job, so he's able to do that. But if they're
Exactly.
younger,
Every on,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
you know, Halle Berry and I, we have this problem now.
All the
She has the
time,
other kids, so
yes,
I
yeah.
gotta send her a card. My wife, we get into it every now and then, but she understands I got other kids I gotta take care of. So
Okay.
Yeah, speaking of Halle Berry, man, after episode 4, I am going to watch John Wick 3.
I
man.
am too.
I'm going to watch it.
You
this
saw the
afternoon.
training and stuff she did.
I saw that training.
Oh,
I was going
okay.
to bring it up on this show, but I
For the
yeah, I was going to save it for the
Hey,
next
let's go
one.
check it out together, man.
Well, I'm going with the fam. It's my daughter's birthday. Happy birthday to my
Don't
daughter.
say it twice. Don't
Happy birthday
Every
to my
time I
daughter.
do something with B. Jones, what happens? No,
Nah,
man.
it's
He's a
don't say it
family
twice.
man.
It's my
He's a
daughter's
family
birthday.
man.
My daughter turned sweet 16.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
I
did
know,
meet her
I know I said I was
couple
only
weeks
going to
ago.
do one yeet, but you know what? You're a beautiful young lady. You are charismatic. You are awesome. I love you so much, and you deserve a yeet.
And
Happy
she's
birthday.
tall. She should have had a pill in her hand playing basketball, man. Playboy slipped up.
Hey, but on the card situation, I don't want to digress too far.
Shout out to
I
Halle
think
Berry,
there's a
though.
lot of moving pieces in those scenarios, and I think
Yeah.
you hit on something that's a key element, and that's who that person is with. Because
right.
if that makes them uncomfortable, they have to form create boundaries in which they don't, intrude into that other part of the relationship. But
Right.
I was always making projects and stuff for my mom at school.
Yeah,
So I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know why the kids, like
Oh,
you
I
said,
still have
a
little
tie with their
boxes
hand
they
on
love
it.
your mom, and
They
yeah,
were
I
doing
still
stuff.
have
My
all
daughter
this
had
stuff, yeah.
popsicle stick crosses and with jewels
Yeah.
and stuff on it. It's always been something for Father's Day and Mother's Day. Well, you know what? Father's Day, my daughter was in you know how you take them to the after school during the summer?
Yeah,
You take them
yeah.
during the summer
Yeah, 'cause
programs. They
they're
did something
usually
for
out of
her.
school
Yeah,
then,
but my wife would normally get the Father's Day gift.
But
for
here's
me.
my thing. How shallow of an individual do you have to be
Right.
if you are concerned about your husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend, whoever, taking care of the mother of their child?
Because it's a lot of it's two ways.
It's one day out of the year. Hey, baby, I'm getting a card
A card,
for little
right.
Johnny to take to his mom.
You know what though? That's a communication thing though. How many
It
how many
is.
guys don't? I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and they don't communicate it effectively
Well, see,
and
that's-
ask for
okay,
permission.
well, that's on
I'm,
them.
I'm bad at asking for forgiveness and not permission. That's just kind of my
See, I don't
creed.
mess up that often, so I don't have to worry about that. But continue.
Oh, boy.
But you see what I'm saying? If you had that conversation and you say, hey, the baby's only 4 or 5 years old, can't do anything. Is it gonna be okay with you? If you want to go with me, we can pick out the card together and be more inclusive of the process, and then they won't be insecure
okay,
or
I
nervous
get
about
that.
it. And then
Yeah.
you got a lot of
I
dogs
get
out
that.
there too, man.
I still
They're
think
still
it's
dipping the
an
old honey pot.
insecurity issue because even though it's just one day out of the year, it's like always leaving that door a little bit open for something to possibly.
Well, see,
happen.
this is why I believe that
And it's unfortunate, but
when you're dating or when you're married, especially when you're married and you have a child with someone else, your spouse should have a pretty decent, y'all ain't have to go shopping and kick it in the movies, relationship with the person that you have a child
Yeah,
with.
absolutely.
Like, for instance, a guy that I was dating for a while, long time ago, I would go to, when he was on training, because he was in the military, I would go and pick up his son from his son's mom. It was no problem. Hey, girl, what you do? I even flew him to Chicago to be with his mom, and she was like, well, you going right back? I want to take you to lunch. And I'm like, okay, we cool. We not that cool, but, I mean, that's just being adults. You don't always have to
I
have
would agree
drama
with that.
and all that kind of stuff. You introduce and, so everyone knows where the roles they play. And then
I think it's probably about maybe 5 to 10%
Yeah.
of women think like you. And y'all can bash me on Facebook. I honestly, I just,
you're right.
no, I just think
Yeah.
it's a small
We
bit of
live in-
population. It's just they have that that Jada Pinkett and whatever her said,
Oh,
they
yeah.
can do that, and
Yeah.
and Alicia Keys is doing it with Swiss Beats.
Yeah, yeah.
But very rarely
Just
are
keeps
people are coming.
confusing
I
her.
think it goes back to what Serge said. It can be considered as being an adult, but it also can be considered as keeping that window open just as an insurance
my
policy.
son is 16. My ex-husband has been remarried now for 10, 11 years. I have never met his wife.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, that's just
never.
right there. Probably more than likely the character about her.
Yeah, I've never.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had words, but
Right,
back in the
right,
day.
right.
But I've never been. Oh, hey, how are
Words
you?
as in.
We don't want to talk about that. That's different.
Oh,
You mean like negative?
Hey, anybody that's watching, Pam has some great shows, and one day we're gonna start talking about some of that other stuff. Playgirl got
Do it
some
on
stories.
episode 5.
That'd be a whole show. Yeah.
All right, so what do you
Anyway.
got from Ayesha Curry?
Oh man, look. I think what she was saying was taken out of context by a lot of people. She wasn't saying she wants to do sliding in her DMs. Every woman we put on.
It's too late. Kevin already sent her a message.
No. Out of all the basketball wives, she would not be one.
She's not one. Man, she cute to me. She cute.
I think but see, she's not out there like that. She's not. You see her. She look like I saw one picture
has a
just
girl
the
named
other
Dorothy.
day. She's sitting at the game with like a blazer and a shirt. I mean,
yeah.
she
But see, I had to
doesn't.
disagree with you in pre-production when you said that you like Lala better.
Yeah.
I like Lala. I like Eva Longoria when she was with Tony Parker better. I liked who else? Gabrielle Union better.
Gabrielle, that
Yeah,
might
I
be
mean-
a toss-up. But I don't know, man. I think she got a lot going for her.
Vanessa Bryant.
One thing I
take her
can
over.
respect out
She'll
of
cook for you.
Ayesha Curry.
She'll cook for you.
Yeah, she can throw down. That's one thing. She's not unattractive,
No, but
not
one-
at all. But she's not just my cup of tea.
But I feel like she's separating herself and creating her own name,
She is.
even outside of Steph Curry, where a lot of these basketball wives just ride the wave and
Unless they were already
they live
famous.
under the
Yeah,
shadow.
exactly, yeah.
But she wasn't already famous
That's what
before
I'm saying,
Steph Curry,
yeah,
and now
yeah.
she's got cooking channel and
She got her
cookbooks and clothes
Makeup.
and
She's-
makeup. I mean, she's doing it big in my opinion.
Well, let me
so
ask
I
you-
can respect it. I can
And she's
respect
kept all her
her,
clothes on.
and she did it the
I
right
don't
way.
know.
That's
It's coming
right.
close to her starting to take it off. She wants some attention. But let me ask y'all.
See-
Let me ask y'all this. No. No, let me ask y'all this. So if your wife was like, she got on social media or went on a talk show or something, yeah, I want more guys to try to, say something to me, blase. How would that make y'all feel?
Wait a minute.
Honestly,
Let me ask you this though. Did you hear the entire interview, or did you just hear that piece that
that's
they
what
put out?
everybody will hear.
Yeah, this is the part I heard. Something that really bothers me and honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of insecurity is the fact that, yeah, there are all these women like throwing themselves at him, but me, like the past 10 years, I don't have any of that. So she wants men to throw themselves at her.
No.
Yeah, so you go ahead. You got a platform. Defend Ayesha Curry's point of view.
Because from that
Be her
right there,
mouthpiece right now.
it's saying that, hey, I want guys to holler at me when I'm out there on the street. So
No,
I give you,
I have had men that compliment me on certain things, but they aren't necessarily trying to talk to me. They aren't sliding in my DMs. They might just say, "Oh, you look very nice today," or "I love your height," or whatever. But that doesn't mean they're like, "Love your height, girl. You sexy." A woman likes to hear certain things.
Yes.
You hear it from your husband because I'm gonna be
like
honest. You're
affirmation.
supposed to. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. She didn't say she wants anybody in her DM. She didn't say she wants dudes to come up and holler at her. But maybe a nice little look back every now and then. Like, okay, girl, I see.
all these women throwing themselves at
First of all,
him.
wouldn't nobody even be looking at him
But
if he didn't
the
want you to
past
see it.
10 years, I want some of that. Is basically what she said.
I think the way she said it just kind of came out wrong. It was a open, honest moment, and she was talking about her feelings. And I think the way it was perceived was a little bit different than what she actually
Now
meant.
that I can agree on. I as watching those shows, and this ain't the first one that's caught a little bit of controversy. I think Jordan Woods and August Alsina. It's a couple of them that caught some attention. That is something about them getting to that table. I mean, they end up in tears just about every episode, man. So I think she was a little bit, it's vulnerable. I think she was really
just talking.
vulnerable,
She was just talking.
and she had let herself go.
The fact
Yeah.
that Steph Curry could come out afterwards and support her.
Absolutely.
And show that, hey, speak your truth, speak your true feelings, because if that's what you feel, that's what you feel. Because I feel like even when you're with somebody, women always because there are people who probably tell their significant other, I love you, beautiful, every single day. And then there's people who do once in a blue moon. But just the fact that they do it once in a blue moon still means something to them as an affirmation.
Absolutely.
And I feel like she probably gets that from Steph Curry all day.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, like, if he's getting, because he's on TV every single day and people are seeing him, not only here in the United States, but all over the world, people are probably reaching out. He's because he's a mixed guy that he's attractive, whatnot, and then it just happens to be he's one of the greatest players ever to play the game. Well, you're gonna get automatically people just to be reaching out, and I feel like even though she's created her own lane, because kind of like you said, she does have her clothes on, she doesn't reveal herself a lot. Even when she is on social media, she's taking videos of herself cooking, but.
And you're going against Instagram. You're going against Instagram models, and
you know what I mean, because she's not out there trying to put herself like that. And she knows that, hey, I have 3 kids. These are the kids that when they grow up to go to school, like I don't want kids going to my kids and be like, hey, your mom's a.
Saw your mama ass crack.
You know what I mean? So I think she just wants affirmation and just knowing that, like, hey, there are other guys, because guys probably don't reach out to her because they know, oh man, that's Steph Curry's a good guy. Clearly, his wife, like, they're like a super Christian family. There's no point in even reaching out to somebody like her. Like, it's like we don't even have a chance unless Steph Curry already got that on lock.
Yeah, but let's talk a little more about Steph, though. How should he feel hearing stuff like that?
I was just about to ask y'all.
So it's okay.
How do you feel about your wife getting that external attention? That's what outside of yourself.
I would say this in her defense or anybody's defense. You do want people to find your significant other attractive.
Mm-hmm. Not throw themselves at it.
But not throw themselves at it.
That's what
she said. They're throwing themselves.
The
So
way
basically,
females throwing themselves at Steph Curry
you saw
could
the
have
whole
a
thing with
baby.
that girl.
Speaking of Gabrielle Union, the way that women could be throwing themselves at Steph could have an extramarital baby.
well, they ain't broke up at the time when that happened.
Separated, baby.
They separated. So
Hey,
hey,
come on.
when he knocks something else down and we not together,
Yep.
whatever happens now. I'm not saying it's right, but
I think at the end of the day, though, you have to respect Ayesha Curry.
Yeah, you
being
have to,
truthful.
man.
Because
Yeah.
the reality of it is that it's a lot of women that probably feel that way, even if they're not superstars. Like you said, you get a little bit complacent with, hey, hearing the same person say the same compliment. You still want to know you got it,
I could post a picture looking like this today on Instagram, and I'll get 50 likes. I can post a picture in a bikini on Instagram and get 250 likes.
Whoa. Well, I tell you this. It sounds like to me.
have no comeback on that one.
It sounds like to
whatsoever.
me she's just not. She's not. Creating that rock star book. 'Cause I guarantee you, guys still going in Cardi B DM to Offset. You know what I'm saying? I still think there's a lot of female superstars that guys are still throwing themselves after, trying to get with, even if they married or in a relationship. I just don't think she's created that rock star kind of buzz. I think she's more of that, like you said, she's buttoned up, she's creating her own business, that Martha Stewart type business model, and that's what she's just not out there in them streets. And I think she ought to embrace that and respect that.
Yeah.
For sure. And
Yeah.
she is. And she's making her money too.
Yeah, so Ayesha Curry, you are a beautiful woman.
I'd
You
holler.
don't need anybody throwing themselves unless it's Steph. Just stop playing.
And he already sent you all this in the DM, so
Yeah, just do your
Okay,
thing.
that's all.
And there are men out there that find you attractive. It's just
And there's a lot of women that would love to be in your shoes.
ooh.
so.
more
Are
than
women
a
throwing
lot.
themselves at her too? How about I bet there's women throwing themselves at them too? So how about
sure.
that?
But I'm saying, like, there's a lot of people that
You just
love
be
to
quiet.
be Steph
I know.
Curry, right? So,
What?
Yeah.
You know I'm just being messy.
No?
All right.
Not my type. He looked 12. So
Well, he's probably shorter than you, so. It's all right.
He's not that much short. All right, so let's move right along. So, if everybody don't know, the school that I associate myself with when it comes to college football is who?
Florida Gators.
Appreciate it, man. Oh, hey,
That's the chop. I'm not hating like you, bro.
that is true. All right, so we got Chris Steele. He is leaving Florida, and it's not for a reason.
Good for you, Chris.
It's not for like playing time or anything like that. His roommate is Jalen Jones, and Jalen Jones has been accused of 2 sexual assaults. And rather than be his roommate or even be associated with him, he just left the school altogether. I want to get y'all thoughts on that.
That's a tough situation. I can once you get in there, you see this type of culture. I think it's more to the sexual assault that we're not hearing. I don't know if he went and told somebody and they admonished him for saying, "Hey, this dude ain't right." You know what I mean? It has to be more than just a sexual assault because he could have just got a new roommate.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they could have said, "Hey, we're gonna move you to a new roommate." But if that guy would have stayed on the team, and I don't agree with his behavior, and I would have
just
felt
think the
a
whole
little
association, he
uncomfortable.
didn't want to be with him regardless.
Yeah, he didn't want to be associated even in the same, because at the end of the day, with the light that shined on sexual assault with these players, just even being mentioned with Coach Kev and Serge could be detrimental to my money, to my bag, because college is really nothing but an audition. It's an audition for the NFL. And so how you behave off the field, on the field, in the weight room, in the classroom, all those things make a difference. In the dorm room.
I try to tell my
So,
son that right now. Watch the company you keep, because you are a good kid, but if you get caught up with the wrong person, it's over for you.
But
One incident.
Just one.
But it even go bigger than that. So let's hypothetically say Dan Mullen or this didn't make national attention because he left. Because really, truly, I didn't hear about the sexual assault before he left. I heard about kid transferring, 5-star athlete transferring from Florida because of a sexual assault. Not Florida has a player that had a sexual assault. So if this would have stayed under the rug and this guy would have made it, now you look at 10 of those issues. Now you got a Baylor, Penn State, Michigan State. Now you got one, and now Ohio State joins the fray of these undercover, lack of institutional control, molestations.
Every university into that category
because it's going on everywhere.
Well, then I commend the guy because he made a stance. But if you say it's going on everywhere, it's going to happen at Oregon. That's where he went. He ended up at Oregon.
Oh, it's happened there too.
Yeah.
It hasn't came out yet, but yeah.
All right, I want to ask y'all this really quick. Okay, so the NCAA is making a rule that is going to probably allow kids to make money off their likeness. So with that, so what do y'all think about that?
We get NCAA.
That's my big thing that I want. I want NCAA football and I want a basketball game too.
Yep, that's gonna be
the
dope.
big thing. That's the only thing I really wanted was a basketball game. I'm kind of.
I think it's good though. Like, I've been sitting up here trying to think about.
The mom in me is saying, well, what about the kids that aren't so popular and well known but they're good players. So you're not a Zion, but you're, just Adam.
Bench.
Yeah, but I mean, but you're still a good player. Maybe you're not on the bench, but you're still a good player. But you're not like the number 1 or the number 2 on that team. And like you watching everything, and it's like, well, dang.
Well, to the video game defense, they will be on the video game.
They will.
So
be
they
on the
will
video
make
game.
something off of it.
They just might not get as much.
They may not get as much as a Zion, but Adam would get something enough to get them some McDonald's or something.
I'm gonna be real with you though.
McDonald's.
I can respect the mom angle on that, but at the end of the day, everybody can't be a star. And
right,
it come a point to where we've got so many participation trophies out there, and we try to level the playing field so much that you almost block people's blessings. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, Zion is this dude is a transcendent player. I'm pretty sure there's some other players that's coming on there, like the people that are all stars on these teams. They are really good players, and they will be eventually rewarded through the draft. Go ahead and start paying them, because when the XFL come out, I think it's going to be a game changer. And I know I'm on my Marcus Garvey type stuff, but I think it's going to change the amateurism in college sports, because football right now is the breadwinner for all of these major universities. And Vince McMahon is going to come out soon and say, hey, high school kids, 4 or 5 star athletes,
right for the
you
XFL.
can come on and play for us right now in the XFL. You don't have to go sit 3 years at a university, and you'll get paid $300,000 to $500,000. Now we're going to start seeing what baseball is doing. We're going to see that same situation in college football. And that's going to change the game. So now you got to go recruit a kid and hope that they stick to their commitment and show up on campus, or if they decide to go play in XFL's off-season league.
It's at least at a point where it's time for, because I think we've all been clamoring college kids need to get paid.
They got to get
So you
paid.
can at least start with likeness. I think that'll at least, you'll start to see reaping the benefits of it, and the NCAA will start seeing, okay, here we have some data to actually start seeing, like, okay, more people are happy. You do a survey to see how many more people are happy now that to the new system from the old system, and so they can start looking into planning for something, maybe 5-10 years down the line, where they can come up with a system that every kid gets paid what their respective field and individual star levels should be. Because if there's $100,000 for one team, well, Zion's probably going to take up about 40. RJ Barrett might take 20, and then the rest could be going down the line because there's no way you can pay everybody evenly.
No, you can't pay them evenly.
Yeah. You can't pay them evenly, and it's not gonna happen.
So, but this will at least start that conversation.
It's gonna give them a foot in the door because I'm telling you, Vince McMahon finna shake some stuff up, man. The first kid that's the top quarterback in the nation that says, "Hey, I'm not going to Alabama, or I'm not going to Georgia, or Clemson, or LSU. I'm going to the XFL." The world gonna shatter. It's gonna be earthquakes.
All right, so KD is not here, so I'm gonna make it KT's corner really quick.
Okay.
All right, so I want to ask y'all about
What a
this.
drink.
Hey, say, man, that's
She always bring the drink though. I'm just saying.
really. So I brought donuts.
You
Wait,
did bring
where the
some donuts.
donuts?
Golly, I just got a house. Golly.
Really? Matter of fact, you stay off donut duty for the next 2-3 years. That little McDowell's mansion you bought, man.
Donut mortgage.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so Ben Zobrist, he's a pitcher, if I'm not mistaken, in the MLB. So him and his wife, they're getting divorced, right? So he's actually taking. He's a hitter, second baseman, whatever. That's tell you how much I care about it.
Yeah.
All right, he is on leave from the team, because of his divorce.
Yeah.
What are y'all thoughts on that? On somebody that's a professional athlete taking leave like that for a divorce?
Divorces mess with your mental. Have y'all ever been divorced before?
No,
I have not been divorced, but I can imagine it would take a toll.
It does. It's funny because I was watching whatever the little girls' night out with Salt and Pepper and SWV or whatever, and Coco was going through a divorce and she was missing practices and not really up. If you just if it's a nice divorce, we just don't get along. Bye, see you later, love you, whatever.
I think
but
in this instance she was cheating.
yeah, it's a lot of divorce is emotional.
That makes it that much worse
Exactly.
because
And if you're not, if your mental's not there, then
you can't concentrate on the field. You're
yeah.
That's just like being injured and trying to go out there on the court and trying to play, where you're probably only making it worse, not only for you but for the team. And
Absolutely.
For me, playing baseball, like hand-eye coordination. That's what it really comes down to. Now, your hand-eye coordination. If your mind is not right,
because any little thing. I remember when I was going through my first divorce, I had lost so much weight. We were eating McDonald's because I couldn't cook. I didn't want to go to work. I had lost so much weight. You can see my bones right here because it just took a lot out of me.
Yeah.
And it's hard, especially when you don't see it coming and things happen. And I get it. I would rather you take a leave and get your mind right and come out on the field. Next thing you know, you got an attitude, you're popping off, you hurt yourself. Like you say, anything can happen. So
and then the other thing is, you got to go to court.
Yeah.
If where do you live? Well, your team is traveling all the time from city to city to city. And then, are you guys in some kind of counseling at the same time, even though you're going through a divorce and things like that? And then obviously sitting from the outside perspective, it's easy to just look at it and see, well, man, that dude's getting paid to play. Shouldn't he go play? But at the same time, I think it's like, I'm always a proponent. Always try to put yourself in their shoe. What would I do? Man, I really don't know.
And we don't know the level of this relationship. They could have been together since they were 17
and I
years
think
old.
If it was a woman athlete, it wouldn't be nothing. But I think because maybe it's a man and men are supposed to be hard and strong. What you doing taking leave, bro?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Think about when Kobe was going through that stuff in Colorado.
Yeah.
He went out there, he went to court, and he went back and played like nothing ever happened. It should be like an escape for him. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. Mentally, everybody's different. But as a professional athlete, and you brought it up, it's not really a good look if you're a male, if you're taking off and you got these guys that are depending on you. You know what I'm saying?
He's not a scrub either.
He's not a scrub. Yeah, he's one of the better players.
And I'll tell you what, coming from corporate America, it kind of agitates me when people say, don't bring your personal stuff to work. Because to me, what kind of machine are you to where you could be just got into an arguing match with the person, your opposite, your better half, and then you're able to get in the car, blow off steam, and get to work, and all of a sudden you happy and cheery. It don't work that way.
Monday.
It just don't work that way.
Think about that too. When you go to work, when you die, what do? They replace you like the next couple of days.
And I respect that, but that for them to say, hey, that's professional. I've read an article. I believe it should be called work-life harmony. not work-life balance. Because if you happy at work, you go home,
Yes,
you happy
'cause
at
I can take
home,
work home.
and
Yeah,
then you
you're
go
right.
home, you happy, you come back to work happy. But if you're unhappy at home and you're gonna be unhappy at work, and if you're unhappy at work, guess what? You're gonna go home and be blasting a little 5-year-old baby for Legos being across the floor. So
Well, if you step on a Lego, have you stepped on a Lego?
Man.
I did it the other day. Shoot, yeah, you gonna be mad.
But I
Go
stepped on
ahead.
a little McDonald's, they used to do the little toys.
Yeah.
Stepped on one of them, but it wasn't Lego officially.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's all I'm saying. It should be work-life harmony, and they need to get rid of that whole stigmatism that if something is personal going on, that's what we got PTO for. It kills me. People say, "Oh, we got 18 days of PTO, 20 days PTO." Then you get there, you got to produce all this documentation to get some time off. You're like, "Come on, man, you're soulless as I'm
I gotta ask for a vacation.
I'm gonna be able to take some time off and do what I need to
put
do."
it in.
Huh?
Hey, respect it.
Hey,
You
respect
know what I
it.
gotta
That's
do.
it. Hey, hit the button.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, so let's move on to our Ball is Life segment. And I don't know if y'all heard, they've been saying maybe the Lakers are interested in trading LeBron. And then one of the teams that could possibly, they could trade him to would be Philly. And that would be for Jimmy Butler and Ben Simmons. So do y'all think that would be a good trade?
No.
Jimmy,
I really don't know. I was just.
I thought you knew the way you came out. I turned my head and everything. I was talking about that.
Good trade for Philly. but
Yeah.
I don't see him being a good trade-off for
The Lakers.
because if you're trying to obviously compete for a championship, you're not going to, even though you got those two players, because you're not going to be Houston, you're not going to be Golden State, you're not probably being Oklahoma City. So it's like, what's really the point of you're probably as good with LeBron as with those two players in return and switching it out. Now Philly would be
Automatically, they'll be up there.
I mean, it'll be us in Milwaukee kind of deal.
So who would the core group be left?
They're probably
Joel
fine.
Embiid,
Tobias
Tobias
Harris,
Harris,
sign
and
him.
LeBron and Reddick.
Because Reddick, he'll get all kind of open
They'll
jumpers,
probably
man.
sign a point guard.
Yeah, I'm about to say they'll have some money in the free agency as
But
well.
I know he's going to stay with us.
Who released this? Did this come from the Philadelphia side or
This
from
just
the LA
people
side?
talking, you know.
'Cause I'm about to say, man, y'all might as well
This is
strike
what
that
they
match
say.
and throw it
Yeah.
on the Lakers, man.
Hey,
They are-
sources say this or that.
NBA execs, it's like one day, the story is, LeBron's, trade LeBron. Another day, it's like, they're New Orleans wants nothing to do with trading AD to the Lakers. And another day is like, Kyrie might join the Lakers, and now they might go get AD as well. So it's like, it's always trying to give something out there to make sure NBA, even with the playoffs not doing as well as the years in the past, they got to give credence to make sure that sports talk shows are talking about something, and preferably NBA. LeBron's not in the playoffs, but he's somehow always in the news. The Lakers are in the news. They're not in the playoffs, so it's like it's just one of those things. They got to make sure that the ratings people are still tuning in, because even though the finals will be over in a couple weeks, the NBA is still going to be getting talked about because their free agency is the best free agency out of any of the sports.
I will openly admit, and I've been on record in many times in barbershops and sports debates, I was kind of turned off by the NBA. Y'all have heard me go on the Houston Rockets rant, and y'all heard me go on the KD rant, and NBA, I've fallen in love with the NBA again. It's something about that draft lottery.
Love and basketball, huh?
Well, you got a little bias in that too.
You know what? And maybe that's a part of it. But it was because
for me, like my team, Mavs,
We end up getting the fourth pick, but now we got to give it up to Atlanta, right?
Right, but just the intrigue. If you're a true basketball fan, it's like, man, all that tanking didn't do nothing for you guys.
even an average fan could watch that and not even have a dog. Because when I was watching it, I was told before the draft started we were expected to get the sixth pick. I mean, before the lottery started, we was expected to get the sixth pick. I didn't go into it. I didn't go into it with the expectation that we won't even be in the top four. As a matter of fact, I think our percentage of chance was 6% that we would get in the top in the number one pick, and what is that? 94% that we wouldn't. What betting man would have watched that show with the attitude that, hey, we finna get the number one pick and I'm holding? I mean, it was literally like a miracle on TV. But like Serge said, it was the element that all of these teams sucked and they weren't rewarded, which. What sense that made? We reward a team with better picks, but they weren't rewarded for their lack of playing throughout the season. And it was the whole way they set it up. It was like you had Jamie Gertz on the stage, Lonzo Mourning, Patrick Ewing, Kyle Kuzma. I mean, the list of superstars and big names was on the stage, and they announced it. It's just the whole studio was going crazy. And
the ratings were up the roof, and you could hear the people, the highs and lows. Of
Yeah.
the crowd saying like, oh, the Knicks only got 3.
Yeah.
Wait, the Phoenix Suns got 5.
And it like literally single-handedly, you saw the Knicks fans go up, and it literally killed the fan base in like 3 seconds. And also to turn this around, the Lakers to me were going down the path of pretty much train wreck, right?
Yeah.
And burning dumpster fire, and they were supposed to get 11, moved into the top 4, and now they are truly legitimate players for AD.
But let me ask y'all this: don't y'all feel it's a little rigging going on?
Now,
just listen, hear me out, because we want AD to go to LA
or New York.
But we want him in LA with LeBron because LA. Come on now.
Okay.
So in order to compensate that, we got to get the Pelicans the number 1 pick, and they can get the next best player in Zion.
I think if it was rigged, they probably would have made the Lakers number 3. Because the Knicks have a really good package that's going to be tough. Because see, there's 2 question marks you got to look at. Now, which package do I like better? Do I like package A going to the New York Knicks, where I get Kevin Knox, Mitchell Robinson, and Dennis Smith Jr. plus the number 3 pick?
RJ Barrett,
or I go to LA, and you hit it right on the head. Or I go to LA and I get Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, Alonzo Ball, and the 4th pick.
I like that package better.
You like that package better, but the missing element is who do I get with that 3rd or that 4th pick? Because at 4, you're missing out on RJ Barrett, and now you're selling for Jared Culver, which I'm not disrespecting. I think Jared Culver he's a really good player, but now you're looking at Jared Culver, and I think it was some other guy that they mentioned that's potentially going to be looking at that. That's who it was, Darius Garland. So I think I want RJ Barrett in that deal.
And you end up with the Knicks, it's a better package because you send AD to the East and not keep him in the West.
That's another element of it.
But why would New York do that, knowing that after that year, AD is not staying in New York?
Yeah.
He's already told you, I'm going to LA.
Has AD said that? He's been on record of saying that?
No.
Man, come on. We already know that.
Well, first off, if they take the trade, they're going to make him sign a long term.
He named 4 teams that he said if he got traded that he'd sign next.
I thought Knicks and Celtics.
Yeah,
they were on the list.
Knicks are one. No, Boston's actually not one of them.
Well, at first they were because it was Jason Tatum's name was in it. Boston.
The reason why the Knicks for sure would be is because if you get AD there, KD's more than likely going there. I can't say for sure about Kyrie, but if you just put one other superstar there, why would he be like, wait, I have an easier path in the East. We might only compete against Milwaukee.
Kyrie and KD going there though.
That's the only way he should go.
Kyrie and
because
AD
if he doesn't know that they're going, it's gonna be in New Orleans all over again if he goes to New York like that, without knowing another superstar is going with him.
You think AD going to New York?
Yeah,
it's gonna be like
he has to know for
AD
sure that
going to
KD,
any other team that's not quote unquote one of these super mega teams or super teams. It's gonna be the same situation.
That's what I'm saying. So hey, LA, that's his best thing.
But I'm glad we're saying that because I used to debate people that AD was better than Giannis at the beginning of the year. Taboo, slap my wrist. He was, but after looking at this playoff run and looking how dope that boy Giannis is and what he's doing, let's just be real. Who thought about Matthew Brogdon and Ilyasova and some of these other cats? Chris Middleton, he been kind of up and coming for the last couple of years.
Yeah, but look at the team.
You get what I'm saying?
Look at the team that's around him.
He's carrying them boys, and he's making them legitimately better.
He's carrying them, but they're good. Look at what he had in New Orleans.
But that's what I'm saying. He's making them a better player. They literally, in my opinion, are the best team. If I had to put my money on the team,
they're the best team
right now, even with KD, I think Milwaukee can go 7, and it's going to be a tip for tat. I think without KD, Milwaukee wins it all. But the point I'm trying to make is AD has literally won 1 series in New Orleans. And we've tried to put some talent around him. We
ain't tried to put this kind of talent.
We ain't tried to put this type of talent.
If you switch out Giannis and Anthony Davis right now, they'd be as good.
Yeah, you think so?
Yes.
Bro,
AD nasty. He my favorite.
He's 28-12-3 in his sleep. I mean, for the last 4 years, that's his like regular averages. Put him on the court, he's gonna give you that.
Yeah. So
he's giving you that with knowing like we're not even gonna be that good. So imagine if he knows he's going to drive to do even better if he knows, hey, we have a legit chance of going all the way.
So I'm having debates in my head like who are the top 5, NBA players. We'll do that some other time.
Let's do that next week.
Yeah, we can do that some other time because I think legitimately Giannis has to knock either Harden or Curry or something. He got to knock. He's the truth.
If he wins the championship, I think LeBron is passing the torch to him, skipping over KD. I think he's literally.
I agree. Yeah, that's Yahtzee.
Yeah.
That's Yahtzee. So
I agree. I had to
Speaking of
say, so I
KD,
had
what
to
you
put
got down?
something in there.
You wrote something down about KD.
Yeah, I did write something down. I wanted to ask y'all a question that y'all know I'm now. First off, I want to go over. I'm not anti KD. I think he's legitimately the
Which means
second or
you are.
third
Go ahead.
player in the league. I just don't like his decision. I started researching more and more.
We all hated that decision.
See,
It's
and
just a weak move.
somebody tried to post me up. Well, you didn't have a problem with LeBron going to Miami. Totally different situation.
Totally different.
Miami did not eliminate the Cleveland Cavaliers in a 7-game series after being up 3-1. Miami accumulated the talent with LeBron. Miami wasn't even a playoff
And
team.
they took less money to come together to try to win a
Miami
championship.
had 2 players remaining on that team. Yeah, they had 2 players remaining on that team from the championship
That's
run with
Haslam
Haslam and Wade. So it was a total different situation. But I like I told y'all that I feel like Golden State can win without KD, and they showing it right now.
Yes.
So that proposed a question to me. I said, I wonder if what's worse for KD, he comes back and they lose in the finals to the Bucks, or he never comes back and Golden State wins that championship.
What's worse?
Was coming back and they lose.
Really?
Yeah.
I just think that I have a fear.
Hey, either way, he's screwed. Either
He's
way,
screwed.
it looks bad. I mean,
Yeah.
either way.
Yeah, true.
But I just had this fear that he's going to go to New York next year, and Golden State is going to be back in the
You
finals.
know what? I take it back. I think it's worse if Golden State wins without him.
Me too. That's what because right now he's trying to get validity and credibility for these rings. I got 2 rings. I got 2 Finals MVPs, and he's trying to convince us that he got validity. But let's just be fair. We didn't really give LeBron full credit for Miami Heat wins until he went back to Cleveland and got his ring. Now all of a sudden we're like, okay, all LeBron's championships count because the dude is really just that good.
And
all he needed was
it
one
makes
other
KD
player.
look bad that it took 5 All-Stars to jump LeBron. And people don't
It took
talk
the
about
dream
that enough.
team. Dream team, 3
we were a 73-9 team, right? When they won the championship,
That's right.
when Cleveland came back and beat them when they were up 3-1 or whatever. And it took y'all going to get KD in order to beat LeBron.
Well, I tell you what.
Well, wait, no, Pam, don't go ahead and say it.
Look, I'm just gonna say yes, but only because my son is a KD fan. Like I've said that a couple episodes before. Now all of this politics and basketball and just from here this and this means this and I don't know anything about all that. You know, I'm just here to add some cuteness to the group.
I mean,
I'm just kidding. But in terms of KD,
she the light part. She the light part.
yeah, he's I just like jerseys, posters all over the place. So that's just who I see. So
I asked my wife who she liked, and she was like, "I'm a Golden State Warriors fan." I wanted to say, "Kill yourself."
but I'm not a Golden State fan. I liked him better when he played with. Yeah.
But you know what? It's absolutely, in my opinion, people who are novice fans who are falling in love with the sport, as I did last week. It's fair. I think it's fair. Warriors look good. They got the media.
I became a Warriors fan before KD got there.
Yeah, it wasn't when he got there.
Play right now. It's the same way they played when they won without him.
And to give you credit for that notion, with Stephon out of the lineup, the Warriors are 28-18 over Kevin Durant's tenure there. With KD out and Steph Curry playing, the Warriors are 34-2.
Yeah.
That just says a lot, man.
I think that's like a 71 or 72 game run rate.
All it is they're a championship contending team or a championship team without KD. They're just a dynasty.
Yeah, they cheat code with KD in the lineup.
Yeah, exactly. It's a cheat code.
You cannot beat them for sure with KD. But
Not gonna
you have
happen.
a fighting chance, but more than likely they're still going to beat you. Because right now, the way they play, I mean, it looks exactly like the 2014-15 year where it's like you can't even keep up with the ball because they're moving it fast. The guys are moving with freedom of movement. There's no isolation.
And Draymond is the one that's facilitating everything.
Right.
Well, that's the only way you can beat them. Without KD in the lineup, you're going to have to trust that Iggy and Draymond have bad games.
Man,
you can't let them little high yellow boys, the Splash Brothers, get loose. You can't let them
Both of them
You
when
gotta-
they're coming off a screen.
They got to have contact all game long. You got to
like,
follow
It's
them.
literally picking your poison, and it's like I think what happened is you can tell. I think Steve Kerr is probably like chomping at the bits because he's like, man, we were like unstoppable with the way we were playing before KD.
Yep.
People started now kind of scouting us, kind of like how you play the Rockets. Like, okay, James Harden's going to get the ball. Play
Rockets
defense on
folded,
him.
man.
You know, you play defense on him, and now you make him work for everything. Well, I think all the other teams started scouting with KD. now KD's gone. Hey, everybody must have forgot how we used to play. Let's
That's
go back to
right.
that, because nobody could stop us.
It's unstoppable.
Right?
And
It's
then also
unstoppable.
somebody we're not talking about is what Kevon Looney.
Yeah.
That guy there, he's like their tape.
Well,
Right
it
now.
opens up the floor because
Yeah.
KD actually is a
He's
mid-range
doing what
player.
Durant did in his prime
Yep.
when they won the first
Yeah, because KD's more of a mid-range shooter. Where the Splash Brothers they kill in the perimeter.
They shoot
and so now it
everywhere,
opens up the floor to where defenses have to collapse, and you got players like
You guys are
Looney,
playing at half court.
and there it is. It opens up the offense to a total different level that's gonna be tough to defend, man.
All right, man. So give us your yeet of the week.
Yeet of the week.
The first one's the
second
best one.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah,
This is a really good one too.
99-year-old war veteran Elizabeth Barker Johnson, and I love showing shouts out to the military. So, graduated from Winston-Salem University 70 years ago, but couldn't walk the stage because she had already relocated to start her career. Well, the university heard of this, and they allowed her to walk across the stage to accept her degree in the spring of 2019 commencement at Winston-Salem University. It's graduation season, and I love to hear stories about somebody having the redemption and the opportunity. So Elizabeth, you stuck in there, you didn't get the opportunity, and you came back. So because of that courageousness, we give you a yeet.
Hey,
9 years old.
99.
He's young.
Did she walk or did they give her a wheelchair?
oh, well, let me tell y'all about the graduation I went to.
Here we go.
Oh man, hey, first of
Those
all,
text
shout out to my
messages.
cousin Nia, who graduated. But we got there at 6 because you want to get good. This is at Oakwood University, real nice place here
In Alabama, right?
in Alabama.
Okay.
So we got there at 6 to get good seats. From 7 to 8, they had a choir sing. The choir was lovely. But during this,
So it was a A, B, C, D.
yeah.
E
But
selection?
what they did, they had a collection plate going around for them
Get out of here.
because they were trying to raise some money. So that kind of threw me off a little bit. And then,
Did you give them some money?
yeah, we put something.
Okay,
together.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, a little love offering.
Yeah, my cousin, whose daughter who graduated, he gave everybody some
A
money.
love offering. All right.
Wait, so
Yeah,
he
my cousin
he
Dion,
gave
shout out to him,
people-
man.
Wait. Let's
No,
go
he gave
back.
us some money to put in there.
He
No, let me continue.
Semantics.
Shout out to Deion Ingram, man. He listens to this show. He likes us, man. And you talk about a guy that can talk, you and him, y'all probably talk for about 6 hours straight.
I need to holler. I need to rap to
Name
him.
is Deion. Got to get him on the show. But anyway, from 8 to almost 10, they had like videos of kids that would graduate. Then they would talk about, we have kids that left school and came back. Yeah, a lot of schools have, had that. So, yeah. So to make a long story short, Judge Mathis was there. He was like the speaker. He was good. His wife came. It was her birthday, so they had the choir sing her happy birthday.
Okay.
Okay, so they didn't record it. So then they had to sing it again, so they recorded. So long story short,
Get out of here, man.
We got out of there at 11 o'clock. So it wasn't like you could go and celebrate and hang
It was
out.
graduation, because it sure doesn't sound like.
So how many?
graduation.
Wait, how many people graduated?
I don't remember all that. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot of people.
It
that
wasn't a lot.
graduated.
And you were
it
there
was more than
5
50.
hours.
100.
But it just went on so long because they was adding extra
Felt like you
stuff
was in church, like a revival back in the day.
No. Praise them. I'd have rather been there.
Wedding, it sounded like it was.
You had everything,
service.
man. But hey, shout out to my cousin that graduated. That's what the most important thing. He
Yes,
was there
absolutely.
to support her.
Congratulations. Yes.
So,
Oh, that's 5 hours you don't get back.
hey, you know what?
Hey,
Who's thinking about that? I just want to tell everybody.
hey, do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yes.
All right, so let's make the predictions. Who you think finishes with the throne? This is not a spoiler. It's a prediction.
But wait, I just have a question, and I just caught up like in the past 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I've watched. Why doesn't John just take the throne and marry Danny, and then she's still the queen? Is that like dumb?
Cause Danny don't want no. Danny want
Danny,
She
Danny
wanna
want
by
everything.
herself?
Danny want it all.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
she got
okay.
the dragons. She want the power.
And that's what's going to happen in the next episode. I think it's either going to be John or his, what's her name?
Ari.
Ara. I think she may get it.
I don't think Arya gonna get
Last
him.
season?
This last episode
Yeah.
is tomorrow.
I think
Oh, that's
I think
Yeah, that's
everybody. I think Danny gonna take it because I think everybody gonna be like, you know what, we.
No, I think John's going
Just
to kill
here.
her.
Yeah, I think John.
I don't think, yeah.
I'm predicting that too.
I don't know.
If it's that
But
predictable,
Pam,
we might
he
be in
doesn't
trouble.
want it, but he sees what's going to happen now
Yep.
that she has it.
Okay, well, I really shouldn't say because I'm the type of person that goes into a movie and watches a movie and pulls it up on Wikipedia and reads about the movie while I'm in there, so I already know what's gonna happen. So I already kind of saw the spoilers on what was gonna happen.
With that said, thank you for listening to another episode of Sports Life Talk. We're live without sports is just talk. follow and like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and on the After Party app.
Yes.
That's right.
We hope that you would join us next week, and please tell a friend to check us out, and you better not spoil anything for us, Pam.
I didn't say
swear.
anything.
Give us a going way, man. You got to give it to us. It ain't official till you sign off.
Yeet.
Bye, y'all. You should have came in with KD.
Oh, bye, y'all.
Peace.
Yeah.
So, do we do the commercial now, or do we got to come in there with?
Yeah, that melody.